Gavan and Melanine, and well met indeed. I'm Arake Galadirthan, the head of Divide and Conquer, and welcome back to the very last Northern Dúnedain episode. Now, as I said in the last one, if I manage to fix the volcano, I would do a second video directly after it just to fix the volcano. And in fact, I've probably, by the time this is uploaded actually, I've merged this onto the end of the video, haven't I? So I've already said all those goodbyes, but I've merged this on to show you that I can't do it. However, the fix, I have fixed it. It does now work. It will not crash your game. If you're playing version 1, this will no longer crash your game. However, it does not work on a save game. So I have had to, what I've come up with here, and in fact, no, this won't have been merged onto the other video. I will do it as a separate one because of this. This one's going to be a bit sort of hacked together, a slapdash as it were. Right, I fixed the volcano so that when you drop the ring into Mount Doom, it doesn't crash anymore. This was a problem with the volcano eruption animation. That's what caused the crash. Now, I fixed that. However, it doesn't work on save games due to the nature of the campaign script file. So what I have had to do is what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what the end actually looks like, just so that we can, for ourselves and mostly for myself, I can get some closure on the campaign. So we'll show you what the eruption looks like. Then it'll be a bit jarry, and then I'll then go back into the Northern Dúnedain campaign, and I'll use the surrender regions cheat to get rid of Mordor's regions, and then we'll have a look around the map and as the Northern Dúnedain as how it stands with our victory. Now, 2 points about this. Number 1, Mordor won't actually be defeated when I use the surrender regions command, because they can only be defeated by the ring getting dropped in Mount Doom. There is no other way to kill Mordor due to how we have set them up, which is why this bug was so annoying, and I have spent the last 4 hours trying to fix it. Or 3 hours, sorry. And I have fixed it. I'm very, very pleased. I'm very excited. So I fixed the bug. But anyway, the second thing about the Northern Dúnedain campaign is that they won't display the victory message because Mordor don't actually get killed. So all it will be is a look around the map with Mordor as rebel. All of their armies will still be there, which is quite annoying, but there's no way around that. It's just a way to close the campaign rather than looking at a crash on the screen, which I hated. So, sit back and relax and enjoy what happens now when you actually drop the ring in. It isn't as amazing and climactic as you might think, but it does at least give you closure of the campaign. So this is what happens when you drop the ring in Mount Doom. There's two pretty damn lengthy videos, I should probably say. Although the first one's actually quite short. Obviously, we've all seen up to this point. We all saw this in the last one. The video plays. But now it actually works. I'm not bothered about YouTube picking up any copyright, if there is any, with these videos that they play. I'm sure they will. They're very hot on it. But, there we are. I will sit silently till the end. And there you go. A little bit of reflection for you all there. Mordor have been destroyed, Barad-dûr, the Dark Tower, has fallen, and the lands of Mordor have been purged of Sauron's influence. And his servants, the Dark Lord, has lost his strongest base and refuge in Middle-earth. As you also saw, the Lord of Dol Guldur is dead, because as is intended... Oh, Toggle Foggle Ball, there it is. As is intended in the script, the Nazgul, all Nazgul are killed when the ring is destroyed. So as you can see, Mordor have gone completely rebel, and all their forces have been killed, bar the ones which turn, the odd army that turns to bandits. What you also saw there, this is a massive spoiler if anyone plays and wants to destroy the ring. I should probably put that in the description when I post this, but if the closer the an army you have is standing to the mountain itself, they will actually be killed. So as you can see, almost every unit in his army has taken damage. His second in command has been killed, but Círdan's still alive. But had we been one tile closer, this whole army would have been wiped out. So in the Northern Dúnedain campaign, both Gandalf and Eldarion, I think, are the two standing nearest. No, Gandalf's over there, actually. Gandalf would be fine, but Eldarion would have died. So there you go, that's the actual ending, and then the volcano smokes away for quite some time. Now, bear with me a moment. I'll nip back into the Northern Dúnedain one, and we can have a look at how the world stands in that one. So, 2 shakes. Hello, welcome back. So as I said before, Mordor don't actually get defeated with the Surrender Regions command, because they can't be killed unless Sauron is killed. But I have surrendered their region, so this is what would have happened if the ring had been destroyed, except almost all of these armies would have been defeated along with them. So there'd just be bands of rebels roaming about Mordor at this present time. But we can now have a little look around and see how the world ended when we claimed victory. Should we double check we would have won? Yes, we would have won. 32 regions, we only needed 30. We had all of the ones that it said that we needed. And we defeated Mordor, Isengard, Dunland, and Angmar. So we would have won, we would have got the little victory message, but it is unfortunately just the Third Age Total War Free Peoples of Eriador victory video. So if you've ever played as the Free Peoples of Eriador in the first one, it's just the same. There is not a specific or unique Dúnedain video. So let's have a little look around the world. Harad. Harad have, of course, got Minas Tirith ever since we gave it back to them. Nobody owns Pelargir. Oh, that's Mordor. Mordor owned Pelargir. And Karasas, but they lost both of those. Harad are throwing everything that they've got across the river up to Tarnos, but they can't seem to take these upper regions, including Mithrast. They've not even taken Mithrast. Dol Amroth only have those 4 regions you see on the screen, and they are holding them back. Gondor, with all of that peace, were throwing everything they could at Enedd-Wyth. And they've taken Gund, and they have taken Overlordship over Enedd-Wyth. So Gondor were doing quite well. Well, I say quite well, they were doing all right. Isengard, Aldburg didn't have much, Onodrith didn't have much, Tirith Anduin, it has been rebel for some time actually, so I don't think anyone owned that. Edoras, of course, now has a vast army of Isengard, and we gave Dunlastir and the Hornburg to Harad, who probably... No, Harad need to defeat Dol Amroth and Gondor, so they wouldn't have won. Dol Guldur are not really doing that well. They're really sandwiched in by Thranduil. Thranduil's doing incredibly well. That's remarkable. Isengard have some troops in the invasion. Where was the invasion? It was Goblin Town, wasn't it? Run! The armies of Rhûn captured Goblin Town. So that's an interesting little twist. I wonder if Imladris will take it back. Nobody's bothered with Khazad-dûm, and they sit there with their 4 stacks, just enjoying the vast trade that they've got coming through Khazad-dûm. Very interesting indeed. Anduin survived on, and they're not doing too badly at all. They're holding everywhere. Of course, in the north they have no enemies now, save for the treacherous dwarves who have gone to war with Dale. Is that all they've gone to war with? Oh, I'm allied to them. They're at war with Dale and Thranduil's realm, actually. So it's interesting that Thranduil's done so well, given that he's being attacked by the dwarves in the north. Dorwinion have not been defeated, but they only hold Råberg and Ilanin. They have lost all of Dorwinion to the onslaught that is Rhûn. But as you can see, Dale and the dwarves do have the power to hold them back, as Rhûn have not made it to the heartlands of Dale, Grasgard and Esgaroth. But Burmar Linge has been upgraded to a large city, so they must have held that for some considerable amount of time. which is fascinating, and they are besieging Bersagath. So that's the east and the centre, and the centre, and of course we all know what happened in the west because I am the power of the west. The smallest part of our domain is here. Our entire empire is split around northern and southern Tharbad. West from Tharbad you arrive in the lands of Bree, southern, well, what is now southern Bree, but Bree. Linden, of course, have done nothing. They never do. They took Buzradoom, and they have taken Perth and Lune, but otherwise nothing much. And the dwarves of Edadluin have just claimed the old lands of Angmar. Although it should be noted for those of you who may not recall, I gave the dwarves Karndum and Litash and Gundabad. They lost Gundabad to rebels, and then the men of the Anduin have taken that, but they held Litash and Karndum, so they have held on. Imladris, nobody reclaimed down on Enorod after we gave it to them, so that's remained rebel forever. And Mordor weren't actually doing that well. I mean, they've got the lands of Mordor, the ú-chebin, or it's Orc Camp, I renamed that to ú-chebin, Morrigost, Seragost, Barad-dûr, of course, Durthang, Aragorn's Watch, the Halbarad Gate, Cirith Ungol, Minas Morgul. But outside of that, they got the Osgiliaths, they got most of Gondor's eastern land. But we didn't give Harad Ostithil, they claimed that themselves. We gave them Minas Tirith, but no, Mordor were not the powerhouse, I don't think. I don't think they were at all. They did own Dorthalu, though. So they did have, they were stopping Rún and Dol Guldur from meeting each other, but there we are. That is how the campaign truly ends. And that's a much more fitting end than just staring at a crash screen. So, as I say, this video will, you already watched it. This video's gone up immediately after the other one so that they lead into one another, and you can all see how the world looks in the end and how it ends. Also, I was suggesting some factions that I might play instead of the Northern Dúnedain. And of course, in the faction poll, Isengard came second. And so there's probably a great call to play as Isengard, but I will wait and see. I won't do another one while I'm away. So it will go down to 3 campaigns now, and only 3 videos a week. How many weeks in, though, are we? Oh, dear, yeah. Only 3 weeks into my 2.5 months away. We're already down to 3 factions, so I apologise wholeheartedly for that. But who knows? Maybe, I've got another 4 weeks before I go, so maybe I will do a new campaign and throw that in, but time will tell. So, thank you very much for watching. I won't say too many thanks again because I said them all in the last video, so hopefully if you watched that to the end, you would have accepted my thanks. So that will conclude this video. I hope you are all very pleased now that this no longer crashes the game, and you've seen firsthand that it did crash the game and it now doesn't crash the game. So I can assure you that problem is resolved. So in version 1.0 you will finally be able to defeat Mordor in the right way. Although I should just add that Hummingbird and Geothode don't get that crash at all. But I can't for the life of me work out why, because the change I made to fix that has fixed it for me. That was the 5th time that I tested that, just to be doubly sure. So I'm really uncertain. I think he might be having me on. I think he might have thought he's destroyed the ring, but not really. But who knows? Anyway, that is the end indeed. So until we speak again, dear friends, and for those of you who are about to ask, oh, what was that servant of Sauron you saw at the end there? Ignore him. He's a leftover from the Pope's days. I think he's a cardinal. He has absolutely no feature, no service. He doesn't do anything. He has no role. But for some reason, they're still in the game. I tried to remove him a long time ago and it crashed. Anyway, I'm babbling now. So, thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the Northern Dúnedain as much as I have enjoyed them. Playing them. In fact, I've absolutely loved playing them, and it makes all of my other campaigns pale in comparison because this has been my favourite. I am enjoying the Umbar one, and that is getting very good fun. But I prefer Ennard Wyth to Anduin, I must confess. I think the Anduin campaign is quite simple once you've dealt with the Misty Mountains, because once you've done that, there's no real threats. Whereas Ennard Wyth, anyone can attack you at any time. But again, sorry, I am rambling. So thank you very much for watching. And until we speak again, dear friends, Navar Naden Pedimad Melonin, and farewell. Let's just get our ending shot of Fenestrun and our capital that's losing people. Toodles!